All right, decaf.
Yes.
To have to take the green beans, can't do it after it's roasted. There's different methods. The most common is a solvent-based method. Methylene chloride or ethyl acetate. That sounds really nice, right?
Yeah, sounds horrible.
Ethyl acetate is sugarcane. It's just fermented sugarcane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Use formaldehyde.
Oh, people are very concerned about it. They don't want chemicals in their coffee. I get that.
Yeah.
I've recently got an ethyl acetate coffee. It's really good. Because the primary other method, the water solvent method, the Swiss water process, that third point, is done in Canada. I don't know if you've been following the news. Shipping something to Canada and then back to the US is very expensive. Yeah, so what's happened to the decaf Swiss water process was out of Vancouver. That process patented there, so that's where they do it. So it has to be shipped from, it'll come from Guatemala and then it'll come to Texas or to California and then it has to be shipped up to Vancouver and then back, and you have to pay tariffs all the way through, right? And so the decaf, Swiss water process decaf, which they can't do at origin, they have to do in Canada, doubled in price in a month. My price. Well, you imagine, I don't pass it all on to the customer. I can't, because it's like, you go from a $45 bag of coffee to $70 bag or $80 bag, right? That's for a big bag. That's hard to stomach. So I've been looking for other alternatives. And the ethyl acetate seems okay. CO2 process, not as common, also most expensive. So there you go. It removes 97 to 99%. So by weight, Arabica has 1.2% caffeine. So you reduce that by 95 to 97%. So almost no caffeine left, but still a little bit. Not going to hurt you. Decaf, the processing is never flavor neutral. It always affects the flavor. Generally not in a positive way, in my opinion. But they can still be very tasty coffees. Just not tasting like they originally tasted. The Swiss water process is just osmosis, basically, under pressure. So then they're extracting everything out of the coffee. Then they process that and then they put it back in. They try to. Yeah, I think it works pretty well, but unfortunately, again, too expensive at the moment. Still a compromise. So sorry if you're a decaf person.
I love drinking coffee all day, but I can only have 1 cup of caffeine in the morning and then I just shake.
Yeah, and you probably should be done by 3 anyway.
Yeah.
Half-life for caffeine in the body is 12 hours, I think.
Eek.
Or no, it's 8 hours. 8 hours half-life. So that's why they say 3 o'clock. If you're in bed at 10, how many hours is that? 7. So you're half the caffeine in your body by bedtime.
Goodness.
But you still have quite a bit. And then if you're like me and you're drinking it all day, you just have steady state caffeine all the time.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to worry about it.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Someone the other day said something that I found hard to believe, but said it like everyone just knows this, so maybe they do and I didn't. They said that the darker the coffee, the less the caffeine.
Okay. I'm sorry I rolled my eyes.
Must be a fallacy.
Yeah. It depends on how you want to calculate it. There's one of the greatest coffee instructors. He has a YouTube channel. James Hoffman is his name.
Okay.
He actually did a whole breakdown of this. Others have as well. I'm sure you can find videos. So the problem is, yes, there's less caffeine in the darker roast. That's what you said, right?
Less caffeine. Yes. Yes.
There's less caffeine in the darker roast, but not by volume. All right, so we're going to talk about this when we brew. You don't brew by volume, you brew by weight. So what ends up happening is you tend to use more coffee with a lighter coffee. This doesn't even make sense. If you use it by volume, but I would suggest you do it by weight. So you're actually having the same amount of coffee, dark or light, but it might be a lot different in volume. Instead of using a scooper, you're using a scale. If you do it by volume, it is true, because you'll be using more coffee of the lighter roast.
I see. So it's not an actual statement.
There's-
Yeah, that's true, but that's because you're using more.
It's because you're brewing with a scooper.
Yeah.
And you're not actually doing it by weight. You're actually using less coffee when you use a dark roast. That's the reason why. So yeah, if you brew them the same way by weight, not by volume, you'll find very little caffeine difference.
Okay.
You know. But as I was saying when we were roasting, and I showed you the volume increasing in the chamber,
Yeah.
the darker the roast, the larger the bean physically,
Oh yeah.
even though it's the same mass, just less water.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah, and not that much less water.
So this is specific to me.
Yeah.
I can't drink dark roast or I get sick.
Yeah,
And I don't know why, because I
Yeah.
drink light roast.
it's the same reason why I don't roast dark,
happens?
because I have the same kind of reaction. It's carbon.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's irritating to the gut lining, to the intestinal tract. This is why dark roasted coffees people like, because the people who like them, I'm going to generalize here. Do you mind stereotypes?
Go ahead.
Okay, coffee people are snobby people too, I guess. But they tend to not use very much coffee when they brew. So their coffee is not very flavorful unless it's darker roasted and it has those more bitter, for lack of a better word, coffee, roasty flavors. Whereas a lighter roast with a better recipe, meaning probably more coffee by volume, by coffee volume, final product, it's going to be less irritating. Yeah, so a lighter or dark or medium
Really
roast.
dark is a little further processed
It's roasted further.
on the roast.
Yeah, to the point where it's no longer sugar, but it's actually burnt.
Well,
Interesting.
that might explain it.
Isn't that like a thing that Starbucks does with their? Because like when I drink Starbucks, it's like burnt. It tastes burnt
Yes,
because
it
roast
is.
Yeah, they roast it long.
It is. Now, why would you do that to your coffee? People like
I
shiny
was
things.
wondering if there was a reason.
No, the real reason is they use low quality coffee.
Low quality and roast.
So they roast it darker to mask the fact that they have lower quality coffee. Because because it wouldn't taste very good. Now it doesn't. Everything ends up tasting kind of the same. And they have medium roast, which tends to be higher quality coffee. So that's how but it's just economy of scale. They want to be able to buy coffee and sell it as specialty when it's not. There are darker roasts that can be very good. And again, I roast them dark for some customers and they like that.
I prefer darker. You just burst every one of my bubbles.
I told you I was going to ruin your coffee day, but.
I like dark decaf. So you just
Well,
put it all
but I
over.
told you why on decaf, because decaf tend to have more earthy, grassy,
Yeah.
and those flavors. I don't know. I don't want my coffee to taste like I'm eating dirt or like I'm eating grass. I'd like it to taste like I'm eating fruit,
There you go.
because it is a fruit. It is a fruit.